Welcome to Day 10 of our epic 40-day 2025 Pacific Northwest road trip. In Part 1, we visit Lehman Caves in our first national park of the trip, Great Basin National Park, a remote park in eastern Nevada. The trip from Delta, Utah to the national park is 113 miles. Basin National Park, and it started raining. Road going to the national park.
The road looks like it disappears, doesn't it?
And we're driving up to Great Basin National Park. We're on Lehman Caves Road. Before entering the park proper, we stopped at the ranching exhibit, which is on Bureau of Land Management land. These displays discuss the history of ranching and modern human habitation in Snake Valley. The ranching exhibit lies within the sagebrush life zone, named for the aromatic plant that dominates the edges of mountains in the western U.S. The ground becomes wetter as you travel up the mountain, allowing larger sagebrush to take hold. Sagebrush is home to Great Basin rattlesnakes, badgers, and leopard lizards, along with brewer's sparrows. We're at the ranching exhibit area, and we're stopping here now because we have a lot of time for our cave tours. The mission of the Nevada Land Trust is to preserve Nevada's open spaces for future generations. The Land Trust safeguards 400 acres at this site and includes a climate change research station measuring climate variations at different elevations and ecosystem responses. The Great Basin region receives less than 10 inches of precipitation annually. The future of agricultural survival in the region is uncertain due to the potential reallocation of water resources to meet increasing urban demand. Early pioneers initially dismissed the Great Basin as inhospitable, but later returned to establish farms and ranches to produce wool, lamb, and beef as stewards of the land. The livestock industry is a cornerstone of the Great Basin economy. Ranching requires taking care of the land and accepting both good and bad years. The work has changed little over time and still involves moving cattle and managing feed and water. The Eastern Nevada Landscape Coalition is a community-based partnership focused on maintaining and restoring healthy ecosystems. Great Basin National Park preserves a part of the Snake Range and includes its highest mountain, Wheeler Peak. Great Basin National Park was established in 1986 as an expansion of Lehman Caves National Monument. The park derives its name from the Great Basin, the dry and mountainous region between the Sierra Nevada and the Wasatch Mountains. The park is notable for its groves of ancient bristlecone pines, the oldest known living non-clonal organisms, Lehman Caves, Wheeler Peak Glacier, Wheeler Peak, and some of the darkest night skies in the contiguous United States. This is the entrance to Great Basin National Park. We'll be heading up to Lehman Caves for a tour at 8:30 this morning. Our first stop was the Lehman Caves Visitor Center. Lehman Caves is known for its abundant and rare speleothems, especially shield formations. The cave is about 2 miles long, making it the longest known cave in Nevada. The caves were originally protected as a national monument by President Warren G. Harding in 1922. It was incorporated into Great Basin National Park in 1986. The cave had been known to indigenous peoples long before the arrival of Europeans. In 1885, Absalom Lehman, a rancher in the area, began guiding tours into the cave. This is the view from the Lehman Caves Visitor Center. Here are some apricot trees that are planted near here. It's apparently planted by Absalom Lehman, who was, I guess, the guy who discovered the caves. As we had arrived early for our cave tour and the visitor center was not yet open, we observed the historic Lehman Orchard located near the visitors center. It is a rare desert fruit orchard with apricots, apples, pears, and peaches, originally planted by Lehman in the 1880s to 90s, and it had provided food for the local populace. The park actively restores the orchard, a testament to early settlers' ingenuity in cultivating fruit in the arid environment. This flower is Argemone munita, a species of prickly poppy. Munita means armed in reference to the many long prickles. The flower is native to California, where it is widespread throughout the western part of the state and its eastern deserts on slopes to 10,000 feet and along roadsides. Its range also extends into Baja California, Arizona, and Nevada. The Visitors Center had information as to the history of the park, as well as information on the formation of the caves themselves. Inside the Lehman Caves Visitor Center, that shows a map of the caves. There's a 3D map. This is a cast metal model of the cave system. This is a computer-generated 3D image of Lehman Caves from the National Park Service. The natural entrance to Lehman Caves was a small hole discovered by Absalom Lehman around 1885, and it was enlarged through blasting and digging in the late 1880s to make it accessible, with early structures built to prevent rockfalls. This modern entrance tunnel was constructed in the 1930s for easier access, replacing the hazardous natural entry. Here we are walking down into Lehman Caves. So it dropped significantly in temperature. The Gothic Palace is the first large chamber encountered on the tour routes. It's located approximately 93.5 feet beneath the surface. This room is noted for a dazzling and seemingly endless array of stalactites, stalagmites, and halictites that evoke a Gothic palace aesthetic, hence its name.
Limestone is a pretty porous rock, meaning it has a lot of holes in it, it's very easy to dissolve, and
Here some scientists are taking biological samples. This artificial tunnel was built by the WPA CCC in the 1930s to bypass Fat Man's Misery, a long, low crawlway entering the inscription room. It is known colloquially as the Panama Canal. The inscription room is an area where early 20th century visitors scrawled their names or initials on the ceiling using the soot from their candles and lanterns. To the right of the ranger is the Fat Man's Misery passageway.
And that goes back, I'll point it out as we get into our last room here, but it goes back around into a really big room of the cave that doesn't have any lighting, and then back out to this pathway.
Oh, okay.
The lake room is notable for a small year-round pool and historic inscriptions left by early visitors. Lehman Caves features several types of speleothems. Stalactites are icicle-shaped formations that hang from the ceiling. Stalagmites are mound-shaped formations that grow upward from the ceiling floor. Flowstones are sheet-like mineral deposits that form when water flows over the walls or floor, creating curtain-like or cascading formations. Columns are formed when a stalactite and a stalagmite grow together and meet. The Grand Palace is the largest and most decorated room in Lehman Caves. It's famous for rare formations like the parachute shield and the ceiling cupola.
Less surface area, more just like, exposition. All right, so this is the Grand Palace. I'm going to point out some cool features to everyone, and then I'll let you loose to explore the balcony behind me. But the first thing...
Here can be seen a formation called parachute shields. They are characterized by a circular calcite disc, known as a cave shield, extending from the ceiling with secondary growths of long, draping curtains of calcite that hang from its edges, giving it the appearance of a deployed parachute. Cave shields are rare disc-like mineral formations made of two thin, parallel calcite plates separated by a tiny crack. They are formed as mineral-rich water seeps from rock joints, depositing calcite outward, often with draperies or stalactites growing from their undersides. They resemble large shields or Oreo cookies. Lehman Caves is particularly famous for having one of the highest concentration of cave shields in the world. Here is a shield which broke apart, revealing its unique layered structure. Cave bacon, scientifically known as layered flowstone, is a type of mineral formation that bears a striking resemblance to a strip of breakfast bacon. It typically appears as long, thin, wavy sheets that hang from cave ceilings or walls. When backlit, it often looks translucent and reveals colorful bands that mimic the look of meat and fat. It forms when mineral-rich water, usually containing calcite, flows down a sloped or overhanging surface rather than dripping directly off. As the water follows the same path over thousands of years, it deposits thin layers of calcite that eventually build into a blade-like sheet. This formation is known as the chocolate fountain. It features dripping columns and stalagmites over a base of flowstone that is said to resemble a dessert table item at a fancy wedding. Before exiting the cave, we passed through the lodge room, which was used for events such as dances, weddings, and even the movie The Wizard of Mars. Do you remember what this was called, this room?
No.
Mary and I thank you for watching part 1 of day 10 of our 2025 Pacific Northwest road trip. We hope you'll join us for part 2, where we travel the Wheeler Peak Scenic Drive before doing an awe-inspiring hike on the Bristlecone Pine Trail that ended in misadventure.